What is up, people, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches F1 2010 to 2014 career mode. This is the career mode where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work our way up through the ranks and through the teams, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. We're currently in the F1 2012 season 3 of this Rags to Riches career mode. So if you have missed any of the previous episodes, go click the iCard annotation in the top right hand corner of your screens to go catch up with everything there. But like I say, we are in round 10 of the F1 2012 season, and if we look at the standings so far, we are in 6th place at the moment in the standings, 72 points on board. We're quite a bit off the pace of the top 5. Of course, we are in a Sauber seat for F1 2013. We would like to move up and maybe try and get a Force India seat again for F1 2013, but we don't really want to drive for Sauber because we have already done that before in F1 2013, and Roman Grosjean isn't too far behind us. He's only 8 points behind us at the moment, so we do have to be aware of the Lotus driver, with Kimi Räikkönen not too far behind him either. Looking at the emails going into today's race, so we have teammate challenge data. We're currently beating Paul di Resta, even though it says we're losing to him. No, we are. We're drawing. Yes, because he got a podium. Yes, Paul di Resta got a podium last time out at the British Grand Prix, which means we are now equal on podiums. I've outraced him 6-3 though. He's outqualified me 6-3, and he's got fastest lap 7-2. But I have more championship points, which at the end of the day is all that really matters. And for that reason, I've been promoted to equal status with Paul di Resta. Tyre wear after Silverstone Grand Prix, don't really need to worry about that, or the race results data. But at the German Grand Prix, it's going to be raining once again for the race, but at least it's going to be nice and sunny during the qualifying session. So, without any further ado, let's head over to the race weekend for the German Grand Prix. Right then, here we go, round the final 2 corners for the German Grand Prix one-shot qualifying session down towards the line. And let's get this lap underway. We'll be hoping to maybe get into the top half of the field once again. We want to get out of Q1, definitely. Hopefully try and get into Q3 as well. So far, so good. We are up on the P17 time of John Vergne. Not by a lot, though. Only by 58 thousandths of a second, so we need to pick up the pace. Okay, then last couple of corners now in towards the final sector of this German Grand Prix. Losing the back end, kicking the back end out quite a lot there through the last couple of corners. What is the time going to be good enough for? Running it very, very wide, but down towards the line, and it beats the 17th position time. Gets us up into P15 and into Q2, along with Paul di Resta as well. John Vergne is the guy who did not make it, unfortunately for him. We were very quick through Sector 2. I think that's what really made up the time. We did struggle a bit through Sectors 1 and Sector 3, but I reckon we can pick up the time across the rest of the weekend. We could possibly even make it into Q3. I mean, just look how close it is between myself there in P15 and 10th position. There is only 0.3 of a second separating us. That is how close it is. 7/10 separated me and the guy in pole position at the moment, which is Lewis Hamilton. So hopefully we can get into Q3, but let's find out as we head over to Q2. Second time around for the one-shot qualifying session as we go down towards the line, using all of the curb available once again, putting up into Rich Mix, and let's get this lap underway. Can we get into Q3? Let's find out. Ahead once again of the P10 time. And once again, it's not by a lot. 41 thousandths of a second. It's so close at the moment. But there we go. We're in P1 at the moment. So we go through Sector 2. 5/10 faster at the moment than the guy in P10. But can we keep that as we go in towards Sector 3? A very tricky sector for us. But if we can maximize it through here, then we can get into Q3. Let's see what happens. Very, very tricky final 2 corners. I think that's where I'm losing the most amount of time. As we run it wide once again, DRS open, using curves down towards the line. Is it enough? No! Oh, it's close. But it wasn't enough at the end of the day. Missing out by just over 1.5 of a second. Oh, that was close. That was close, but it was just not close enough. I think we just lost too much time at the end of the day through that final sector. I need to sort out the final 2 corners. That's where I'm struggling. If I can get the final 2 corners sorted, I reckon we can do really well in today's race. But we have a lot of potential in this car to be battling up in the points. I don't think we're going to be anywhere near the podiums or anything like that, but I reckon we can definitely get some points here. So we've beaten Paul di Resta for another time this season. I think I'll put the battle 7-4 or something like that in the teammate battle between the two of us in the qualifying pace at the moment. Bruno Senna gets knocked out with us in P17 with Daniel Ricciardo 16th. Paul di Resta 15th. Myself in 14th, just behind Felipe Massa, who's really struggling in that Ferrari in P13. Kamui Kobayashi 12th. And Roman Grosjean just missing out to his teammate in P11. So what will happen in the qualifying session? We're just going to have to wait and see in the race. But it's Lewis Hamilton who gets, at the moment, provisional pole once again. Can he continue that streak? Or will one of the other drivers take it away from him? Let's find out as we head over to the race for the German Grand Prix. It's race day here at a wet and rainy German Grand Prix as we qualified in 14th position, I believe, for today's race, and they want me to finish 12th or above, which I think should be achievable. Hopefully we can do that here today. It is going to be difficult in the rainy conditions. We struggled last time around at the British Grand Prix in the wet conditions, but hopefully we can do something different here today. Looking at the teammate challenge, so it's now 6-4 between the two of us in the out-qualified. Hopefully we can come back at Paul di Resta in that one, because I think he's going to beat us on the fastest laps, and I can't really see where else I can get a podium in this season, but we will just have to wait and see. Race strategy for today, once again, just keeping on the intermediate tyres until the end of the race. We're going to be in normal fuel mode, and I think that is going to be it. Nothing else really to talk about, so let's head down to the track and get today's race underway. Pole position went to Jenson Button ahead of his teammate Lewis Hamilton in third place. Lewis Hamilton dominating all the qualifying sessions except when it matters. So Jenson Button lining up on pole. I'm in P14 with my teammate. There he is over to my left. I can't see him. Is he over there? No, I can't see him. But he's just behind me in 15th place on the grid. The light come on now. It is 5 red lights. It is lights out and away we go for this German Grand Prix. Using a lot of curves as we go down into what will be a very tight turn 1, so we do have to be very cautious. Just pick our gaps. We go in between Kamui Kobayashi and another driver. I think that was Roman Grosjean, as the other guys ahead of us get a bad exit out of turn 1. So we're going to get all of these guys in towards turn 2 up the inside as somebody goes into the back of somebody else. I'm going to just look up the inside of Mark Webber there, losing the back end slightly as we go through this little kink of a left-hander, and that's going to put me right behind Sebastian Vettel once again, just like the German Grand Prix. What a start. What an unbelievable start here at the German Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel going to go defensive now. I'm going to go up around the outside, down in towards this hairpin. Going to have to give him room on the inside. That's not a good line through there, but I am going to have the better exit through that hairpin. And there we go. Up into P4 and now hunting down Lewis Hamilton for a podium position. Let's see whether we can get it or not. Oh, Sebastian Vettel going out the inside in towards this very tricky right-hander. It's not really a place that you want to go side by side with another driver. And in the end, Sebastian Vettel does actually back out of it. But that was a tough one. That was actually quite close from Sebastian Vettel. And very, very brave to go for the overtake through there. Oh, once again, messing up through the final 2 turns. That allows Sebastian Vettel again to go for the overtake down in towards the final corner. Down in towards turn 1, though, we should have this under control. And yes, we do. Clipping the apex very nicely as they all, they get very close together down in towards turn 1. If those guys can fight each other and bring out a safety car or something like that, that would really help me against the guys in front of me, because they are definitely driving away with those podium positions. Right, this has been a fairly boring race so far. I mean, we're 8 laps into it, 13 seconds behind the leaders. It's only really been me, Vettel and Webber having a bit of a battle at the moment. We have got a few cars join up to the back of me because I haven't had the best first sector on this lap. But I mean, it's just been so boring. There's been absolutely nothing. It's been like crazy on lap 1, and then since that, then it's been nothing. And this must just be Hockenheim. Hockenheim must just have that effect on the racing, because we had that last time we raced here in season 1. That was a different reason. We were leading the race and we were absolutely destroying that one. But yeah, P4 at the moment. Still got Sebastian Vettel right behind me, and we're not doing too bad of a job. Right, Sebastian Vettel will probably go for an overtake now down in towards the hairpin. He's right on my tail. He pulls over to the right-hand side. It's going to be side by side between me and Sebastian. I've broken later than him. I'm going to go wide into this hairpin, but get a good exit on the exit. And there we go. A good exit on the exit. Great explanation, Hayden. But there we go, getting the position back on Sebastian Vettel and moving back up into P4 in what has been the most boring race so far this season. Wow, this is just killing me. Come on, let's just get to the end. We've got 7 laps still left to go. Let's just keep defending. We're not really defending too hard compared to what we had at the British Grand Prix. we are just doing a normal job, to be honest. We're just driving our normal race. Sebastian Vettel gets close occasionally, but it's only really rarely. It's like every now and again, he'll get really close for a couple of times in the same lap, and then for the next 3 laps, he'll have nothing. So, as long as we can keep it nice and tidy, we shouldn't have a problem. 4 laps left to go in this race, and still nothing is going on. Like, literally nothing is going on. Vettel is just under a second behind me. Fernando Alonso, Jenson Button, and Lewis Hamilton. I mean, I don't know what they had for breakfast this morning, but they have shot off into the distance. I mean, they are destroying today's race. A whole 28 seconds ahead of me. Vettel probably wouldn't be too far off that if I wasn't in his way, but because he's in my dirty air, he's really, really struggling. He may actually have an opportunity to go for the overtake down in towards the hairpin. Will he go for it, though? I've broken so late in towards this corner. So late. Okay, that's not a good line. Vettel's going to have the chance, but he just doesn't get a good enough exit. And there we go. Holding on to P4. And still doing a decent job. Oh, somebody's going up the inside in towards the final corner. It's Sebastian Vettel, who may finally have the chance that he needs to go for the overtake down in towards turn 1, side by side with Vettel. Oh, that was close. Around the outside, though. And we managed to hold on to this position. But it is so tight between the two of us when we actually go to battle. But it takes him a while just to get to that stage. It takes him a couple of laps just to build up momentum and finally take the pounce. I mean, just look at it. He's gone for 1 attack. And now look how much he's backed off. So it looks like we're going to be holding on to P4 for another couple of laps before he goes for another overtake. Probably by the end of the race. Here we go then, final lap for this German Grand Prix. Still currently in P4, still currently ahead of Sebastian Vettel at the moment by quite a bit of a distance behind Fernando Alonso as well. Way off the pace, look at that, 36 seconds behind Alonso. Now, Sebastian Vettel, not too far off the back of me. He may have a chance to go for an overtake in the final stages of this race. He's way off the back of me at the moment as we go down the long back straight. There's the leaders going through Sector 2, the end of Sector 2 at the moment. They are just absolutely killing it. I don't know what's happened to their cars, but they are so far ahead of me right now. It is unbelievable. But in towards the hairpin. Nice and tidy through here. That's what we need. Just keep it tidy. Keep it tidy on this final lap. Vettel still way, way behind us at the moment. And then this is the sector of the track where we start to struggle. Jenson Button wins today's race. Great result there for the Brit with Lewis Hamilton in second. Unfortunately, Fernando Alonso finishes in third, so we cannot make it a Brit 1, 2, 3, which is really, really disappointing. I would have liked to have done that one. But in towards the last couple of corners now into the stadium section. Sebastian Vettel right on my tail. This is going to be his last opportunity to go for an overtake if he wants to try and take 4th place away from us. We have thrown too many races away right to the death. We are not prepared to do that here today. Final corner, one more corner left to go. Round we go, down towards the line, and it is going to be a fantastic 4th position here today. What a result. What a result. 4th position here today after starting in P14. We gained 10 places, and that is just absolutely fantastic. Paul di Resta just missing out on the points here today. But there we go. P4, 12 points on board, beating Vettel, beating Webber, and beating Felipe Massa and Roman Grosjean as well, who we are battling with in the championship. So we are very, very happy with that result. But Jenson Button wins today's German Grand Prix of Lewis Hamilton in second. As I said, making it a Brit 1, 2. And unfortunately, we could not make it a Brit 1, 2, 3 as Fernando Alonso completes the podium. There we are in 4th place, 12 points on board to add to our tally. A great result for us today. Sebastian Vettel in 5th, Pastor Maldonado in 6th with Mark Webber in 7th. Then it's Roman Grosjean who finished in 8th with Sergio Perez in 9th. Michael Schumacher though gets the final championship point here today. Paul di Resta and Felipe Massa just missing out on the point paying positions. And anything to talk about, Kamui Kobayashi getting a DNF here today. So disappointing result there for the Japanese driver. Right, nothing else really to talk about those. So let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship. Alonso still leads the way, but there is a 30-point gap now to Lewis Hamilton. Now, Lewis Hamilton's AI is very, very overpowered in this game. So there is a huge chance that Lewis Hamilton could come back at him by the end of the season. We just have to wait to see for that. And maybe Jenson Button as well, as he won today's race. So maybe we could see those three battling for the championship. Sebastian Vettel, who actually won the F1 2012 season, is way off the pace at the moment on 107 points. I have moved up. Nope, sorry, I stay in 6th position, further ahead of Roman Grosjean, and we are now 6 points, 16 points, 16 points, I think that is, yes, 16 points away from Mark Webber, which is still going to be a Sauber seat for next season, but Sebastian Vettel is not too far ahead of him, and if we can carry on getting these points finishes, carry on beating those guys ahead of us, then we may possibly have the chance to drive for Force India once again in the F1 2013 season. We're just going to have to wait and see for that one. Looking at the Constructors' Championship, and Force India are still in 5th place, ahead of Mercedes and not too far behind the Lotus team. Only 7 points separates the two teams at the moment. So we just have to wait and see whether we can overtake them in the next couple of races. I doubt we're going to be able to get the top 3 of Ferrari, Red Bull and McLaren, but we're just going to have to wait and see for that one. But that is it for today's German Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to smash a like on today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. And I will see you next time at the Hungarian Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.